Hi, it's Rach. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my second video in which I'll be discussing my favourite all-time tarot deck. This particular deck I only received this year, but it was produced I think last year or the year before, and there were two versions of this deck. There was the indie version and there is the bog standard mainstream market version. This is the Light Seers Tarot by Canna. This is my all-time favourite tarot deck ever. I connect to these cards on such a level that they just speak to me. This is just my hug deck. This is the deck I could just use forever. And it's the one I go to every day, if I'm honest. The cards themselves are really beautifully illustrated. They come in a beautiful, nice sturdy box. Which also comes with an instruction book. The instruction book is in black and white, but the information given in this is quite thorough. Canna focuses on the idea of light and shadows in tarot reading, and whilst she encourages you to try and read both upright and reversal readings, I tend to stick to upright readings because I feel they provide me with the information that I need. So this particular book has a few spreads in it as examples that you can use. But Canna's main thing that she says is to encourage you just to have fun and to enjoy the cards, which is precisely what I do. So the indie deck come edged in a lovely green colour, whereas the bog standard deck don't. So I did something that I said I would never do, and I edged my deck in green. Whilst these look fine, I then got a little carried away and I edged another 3 decks, one of which didn't have the same kind of cardstock and bled ever so slightly, so I'm kicking myself for edging in Sharpie, but this deck worked. On the back they have the beautiful diamante or diamond kind of design in a green. And the cards themselves a lovely cardstock, and they're a nice size for shuffling. And I'm going to take you on a walk through the Light Seers. You may have already seen plenty of videos on these cards, but I thought I'd just show you some of the cards today. So this is the Fool, absolutely gorgeous card. You can see her there stood on the edge, reaching out, kind of not quite sure, is she going to go for it? Is she holding back? This idea of being like outlandish and not foolish, but going for it. And I love this card. The pictures, the imagery in these cards, it just speaks. Magician. And this particular card is featured on the box. This is a High Priestess. I love this card. I love the idea of all ideas being shown floating from her head, and this kind of idea of clarity and thoughtfulness and mindfulness. It's absolutely beautiful. And I love the colours, the green against the red hair. It's absolutely gorgeous. This is another one of my favourite cards, the Empress. She's holding the earth in her belly like a pregnant belly, and she's got the moon and the sun, and she's even got the water, the sea wrapped around her. It's just so beautiful. This idea of worldliness and motherliness and that kind of feminine, fertile kind of feeling to the card. It's absolutely gorgeous. Here we've got the Emperor, the bossy man, the guide, sat kind of on his throne there, all in golds and reds, looking quite royal. And then we have the Hierophant. I love this idea of him meditating and like a guru, like a teacher, and these steps up into wisdom. Absolutely gorgeous. The Lovers, deep red, and this kind of, I love how the hair is so like fluid. It's almost like the swimming in a red water. I love it. The Lovers. And we've got the Chariot. I'm covering the word there. I love the sunset there, and the white and the black horse, these kind of opposite colours, and the idea of making a journey into challenge. And Strength. Now this is really a lovely card. The idea of the lioness within you, and that strength within you. And while she stood with a lamb who's innocent This innocent strength. Beautiful card. The Hermit. This thoughtful, reflective, singular kind of existence. These steps up to the top of where she is, just sat there thinking. Wheel of Fortune. I love this. It's the idea that she might fall off when the wheels turn. It's kind of cool. Justice. And I love how the scales are there and she's reflected against herself in this kind of self-reflection. The Hanged Man. You can see quite a few of the cards are kind of green, a bit like the box themselves. This idea of suspense and waiting and a different perspective. It's beautiful. This particular card I love. A lot of death cards in tarot are just called the death card. This particular death card is called death or rebirth, so it's like transformation. But I love how behind the cape, if you will, you can see this sky, this looking out to the horizon. So it's not necessarily death, it's rebirth, it's transformation. It's absolutely stunning. Temperance, this idea of balance and calm, moderation. He looks really calm sat there. Devil. He looks almost like a model, doesn't he? This kind of tattooed, I don't know, I'm a Home and Away fan, so I could almost put him to like a river boy on this. It's a brilliant picture. The Tower. Interesting colours there, greens again. I love this card. The Star. Card of hope, looking up to the sky in hope. They kind of almost like the kite string coming down for it to hold on to a hope. The Moon. Mermaid in the water there. This idea of illusions. And you've got the opposite colours here. And again, it's that greeny kind of colour. It's absolutely beautiful. The Sun. Oh, what a card. Absolutely gorgeous. I love the vibrance of this card. And you've still got the green grass there. And you've still got that tone of green pushing through, but this vibrant, happy picture. Judgment. Interesting card. Judgment there, looking like reflective and looking back upon the things that she's done or he's done. And again, them greens. And then we've got the World. This idea of being surrounded, complete, whole, happy. And you've got the elements there. Absolutely beautiful. And again, that green shade. In fact, even I'm wearing green today. It must be a light seer's day. It's a light seer's day every day. Moving to the minor arcana, we have the Ace of Cups. This idea of holding your full cup, being happy and content and birth and new romance and love. Holding the cup to your heart. Beautiful. This is gorgeous. The Two of Cups. Got your hands entwined and the rainbows pouring into two separate bowls but together. Joint harmony. Three of Cups. Got your celebrations there, your sisters together, your girls together. The idea of meeting families and happiness. And this speaks so much. The Four of Cups. This idea of like being disappointed and thinking the grass is greener on the other side. And she's got a cup there, look, yet she's still dreaming of all the other things she could have. And you can see the grass being greener. Interesting card. Five of Cups. Again, the green shades there. Six of Cups. My son likes this card just because of the Labrador. This idea of reflecting and being nostalgic and family times and thinking back to build to the future. Looking back to puppyhood or when you were younger. Seven of Cups. Just got too many choices to make there. Feeling of overwhelmment and decision making. This is gorgeous. The Eight of Cups. Walking away there. And yet you still got your cup with the fire in there. So what are you walking away from? Is it worth staying? Love the tones of green. Love the sun that she's walking towards. This idea that she's walking towards the light. Then you've got your Nine of Cups, your fulfillment card. Oh, she's just got so many cups. She's juggling with them. Such a golden, beautiful, happy card. This is just gorgeous. 10 of Cups, being wrapped in a rainbow. Can you imagine that, being wrapped in a rainbow of happiness? And you've got all your cups there. And you've got your family and happiness. satisfaction. Then you got your Page of Cups. It's quite interesting. I like how he's looking up, looking at them feet. This inspirational, creative, kind of young, passionate soul sat by the sea. And the cups have got this watery kind of feel to them. Then you've got your Knight of Cups, Mr. Romance, sat with his roses there and his horse in the background. Quite a pink and red kind of floral card. I look at this card and see my husband for some reason. And this card, the Queen of Cups. This is the card that first popped up for me when I did a reading with the Light Seers. She instantly popped up and I thought, how strange, because if I was going to relate to anyone within the tarot deck, it probably would be the Queen of Cups. And funnily enough, she has similar colouring with her hair, maybe, to myself, I don't know. But I love this card, this kind of meditation, wholeness and love. And then we've got the King of Cups here, sat by the beach, the man with the emotions. Moving on to the Wands, or as some people call them, the Staves. We've got this Ace of Wands, this fire in your mind, this kind of burning desire, this new kind of project idea, this wholeness and feeling inspired, if you will. I love it. Such a beautiful card. Then we've got the Two of Wands, looking out of the window there, wondering what it is you should be doing, looking to see if there's better things ahead, kind of wishing for something maybe, hoping for better. And yet we've got this globe and this minivan, not a minivan, what do you call them? A camper van. This idea of travelling and planning journeys. And I love this one. Like I said before, I'm a home and away fan. So obviously with your surfboard stood by the beach, literally waiting for your ship to come in to see what your options are, waiting for the results. It's a really interesting card, them flames burning. And I love all the pinks and the reds. Brilliant. Four of Wands, card of celebration. This get-together idea, shaking your tambourine, your big tent there for your gathering. Five of Wands, where they're climbing to compete, this competitive kind of nature. And then the Six of Wands. I mean, the Six of Wands is literally about you just are doing really well in terms of you are not centre of attention, but you are shining. And this idea of kind of being on stage with the spotlights on you is just perfect. Seven of Wands, this lady meditating while she's got all these wands, dealing with one thing at a time. One wand at a time, one problem at a time. Beautiful. I love this card. I don't know why, it just reminds me of fireworks. This idea of all the wands together, everything going on at once. These sparks, this speed, this movement, this kind of haste. I love it. And you've got the Nine of Wands. She's obviously walked quite a way to get to that fence that she stood by, and she's holding on to what she's got, and yet she's got further to go in the Nine of Wands. She's just got to do that last push. You got your Ten of Wands, where you presume that everything's finished and your project's complete and you should be happy, but actually here it's this idea of you carrying that extra load, literally carrying the extra load and the burdens. And you've made it all the way down that path. You've got the Page of Wands, this fiery, inspired youth. I love this. There's just so much movement and rhythm and music in this picture, like she's banging the drum with the flame. This kind of desire to do. You've got the Queen of Wands, the lady that flits in and out of your life, who brings you joy and happiness. This lady knows how to party, doesn't she? And you've got the King of Wands here. I'm not sure this is one of my favourite cards, but he's got the lion there in the background. He's courageous, he's determined. This is gorgeous. The Ace of Swords. I love this spiral staircase going on in the mind, like this aha clarity moment, this I can see clearly, the light shining now through my head, I can literally see. Two of Swords, sorry. This decision making whilst being blindfolded, not knowing quite which way you're going. What a card, what an illustration. Now this card, Three of Swords. It's not my favourite card, but the way it's been illustrated is just perfect. This slicing through your heart and this cry of pain and this emotional distress. Absolutely beautifully illustrated. And then the Four of Swords, this idea of nesting and healing and recuperating whilst not staying stagnant, obviously. I just think it's so gorgeous that she's got this little heart in her nest that she's looking after. A bit like a bird with her eggs. You've got the Five of Swords. Now to me, it looks like he's got a real migraine. He's got this bird chipping away at him and these worries and these stress. Six of Swords. She's in the boat. She's moving away from the problems. She's looking back. And all the green colours are there in all the cards. And you've got Seven of Swords here. This idea of like deception and robbery, if you will. You can see he's wearing a hoodie. He doesn't look exactly trustworthy, does he? And the moon's shining down. You can see that green haze. This card, I don't know why, this reminds me of a picture that I've seen somewhere that was taken of Tori Amos years ago. And this idea of being tied up, this idea of having too much going on and not being able to cope with everything, this overwhelming. And this, the card just says it all. The nightmares, the worry, the birds flying above her, and she's got her head in her hands. This idea of distress and anxiety. And then the Ten of Swords, what a beautiful card. This idea of having reached a conclusion to the problem, but looking back upon it. And you're looking towards the sun there, you're looking at the birds flying overhead. Things have released, but you are definitely reflective upon what's happened. Page of Swords, with all the light bulbs, literally the light bulb moment, and you've got the book that is the youthful person studying from, education and ideas. And you've got this Knight of Swords. At first I was a bit confused by this card because I was like, well, why is he running away? That's not kind of what I'd expected, but obviously it's this determination, and he's got his weapon on his back and he's going to battle. He's literally going for it. He's determined to succeed. And we've got the Queen of Swords. The business lady, that wise woman, the stern looking thought there that's going on. I love this card. The King of Swords. Absolutely beautiful. He just looks so sorted, doesn't he? He looks so like he knows what he's doing. Ace of Pentacles are coins. This idea of a coin in your hand, a gift, a windfall. And then the Two of Pentacles, this idea of sharing money or dividing money or having a balance there, having to carry a separation of things. This is beautiful. Three of Coins or Pentacles. And the family there are working together to put the tapestry together. This idea of teamwork and celebrating your success. And we've got the traffic lights there on the actual weaving. The Four of Pentacles. She's obviously quite happy with what she's got there. She's holding on to her possessions. She's literally holding on to what she has. Five of Pentacles. You can see the misery there and the key. This idea of being locked away, alone, loneliness. Love the colours in this card. It's just like the colours on the pack actually. Them greens again, this idea of sharing and having money to give. Having not just money but materials, sharing of materials. I love it. And this is beautiful. The idea of growth, this fruition. Eight of Pentacles. She looks quite sorted, sat at her desk, doesn't she? She's obviously quite accomplished there. Nine of Pentacles, literally picking your materials from the tree. Happy smiles, knowing that you've got it there to be able to grab onto. And this Ten of Pentacles. This family gathering, this wealth, this happiness. Got the Page of Pentacles there. I wasn't sure at first whether he was doing yoga, like the tree stand, holding on to the coin. But balance. And then you've got the Knight of Pentacles. All them coins, all them plates or shields maybe. And the horse. Absolutely gorgeous. I love this one, this Queen of Pentacles. You can see, obviously Pentacles are about materials and the earth. They are the earth card, and you've got this idea of the branches growing from her I would say hat, but I think it's more like a headdress. And she's sat there quite calm and just thoughtful, earthly. And finally, the King of Pentacles. This wealthy, comfortable, not materialistic, but definitely materially comfortable man, sat there with his dog loyally sat next to him. The cards, they're just, absolutely beautiful. I tell you, before I did this video though, I had to actually put all the cards back into order of suits. And it reminded me as I was sorting all the piles of the cards out, just how beautiful they are. Chris Ann, in the start of her book that comes with the cards, actually says this, and this goes, I would like to share it with you because I think it's great for all new readers, if you're new to reading tarot. And Chris Ann says, if I had one piece of advice for a new reader, it would be to trust in your ability to do this. You totally can. Wait, I have one more piece of advice. Have fun. Giant love and epic magic to you. Chris Ann. And it's all about having fun, and these cards are such fun. They really, really are. They just speak. You don't need to even really look at the guidebook. You can just look at the pictures and you know the meaning there. You know what the card's saying to you. It's just so magical and so, so beautiful. So these are my favourite tarot cards. And Chris Ann has got the Light Seers, and she's also got the Muse Tarot that I recently purchased, which I will share with you in another video in the future. Thank you for watching. I hope this video has been informative and I hope you've enjoyed it. Bye.